Thank you. So I see quite a few folks have joined. So again, my name is Sylvia Bowling, and I'm a business analyst in the Office of Securities Operations at Ginny May. And the team would like to extend a warm welcome to you on this outreach call today. So if you would please advance to the agenda slide. Oops, we have a rather full agenda. So hopefully there's going to be some meaningful and useful updates for you today. We're going to start off with some metrics or insights into customer experience for last year, and then we're going to go into some of the modernization and application updates that we have for you, covering a number of the technologies that you see here. We will also end with a survey, and we'll have time at the end for questions as well. So the regarding questions, we will take your questions at the end of the call. However, if you want to ask a question along the way, feel free to type those into the Q&A box, which you can navigate to on the bottom of your Zoom menu. Please do not post any questions to chat, as once the call ends, we don't have a way of getting back to you if we need to do any follow-up or provide further updates. And if you have any technical questions today, Nicole Amaroli is our moderator and host. So if you have any technical questions, feel free to message her, and she can hopefully help you out there. So with that, I'm going to stop the preamble and hand over to Letitia, who is the Director of Ginny May's Customer Experience Division, and she can kick us off. Thank you.
Thank you, Sylvia. Hi, everyone. Letitia Jefferson here, the Director of Customer Experience in the Office of Securities Operations at Ginny May. I will be brief, but I have a big ask. So looks like we have about 200 folks on the line. So I'm really excited about the 200 survey responses I'm about to get. I know I'm about to get. And I do want to celebrate and say thank you, thank you, thank you. We have been asking for information and feedback from you. You have been giving it to us. And accordingly, we have been able to create some valuable training. You can see by and large through survey results, your feedback is that you agree or strongly disagree that we are hitting the most important things when we are delivering content, whether it's through a training or whether it's through an outreach call like this. And so we really want to take a moment to thank you for that feedback. In order to make sure that we continue to be able to act upon the feedback that you're providing us and deliver quality training events, we are going to actually launch a survey in the chat right now. There'll be a link there, and what we're asking is for your input on specific topics that we can be delivering that will help you do your job better. Or give you the information and tools that you need to do your job better or more efficiently. So we're mapping out what training looks like for the next, few months, couple quarters. And really, we need to hear from you. So you've been giving us phenomenal inputs in many kinds of ways. But if you can take a moment while you're on this modernization outreach call to fill out the survey that Bailey has dropped in the chat, you can go to the webinar chat and click that link. Provide us some additional feedback, and I promise you, we are listening and we are excited to hear from you. So again, this survey will be open during this call. So please go to the chat now, open up that link, and I'm looking forward to the, now more than 200 responses that I know we're going to get. I do want to say how absolutely proud I am of the customer experience team here at Ginny May. They are always listening in one form or another, whether it's through our issuer training, our outreach calls, whether it's through the customer service desk. There are a lot of ways that you provide us feedback and input, and when we get it, we do something with it. And so right now is an opportunity for you to communicate directly to us. Again, please go to the chat, open up that survey and make sure that you respond by telling us what sort of training and information we can be giving you over the next few months to help you do your job and business with us at Ginnie Mae. That is all that I have for you. There's a lot of valuable information coming, so I'm going to see my way out and hand things over to Kristen Duda.
Next slide.
Sorry,
Actually, this is Sylvia.
my bad.
No problem.
Going
I'll take
back.
it over.
I was supposed to hand it over to Sylvia, and then my fault.
So if you would like to just go back on the slides, what I wanted to do is just draw your attention to the various engagement opportunities that we have to interact with you, our customers. And typically we interact with you in one of 5 forums. So we have webinars, which are typically focused on a specific topic. We also have listening sessions where you can come with your questions and feedback. We also do customer adoption training when we have new features or applications being released. And we want to make sure that you have the information to effectively utilize and benefit from the new features. We also have outreach calls such as the one that we're on today. And then finally, we host typically quarterly new issuer training for new staff or new issues that have onboarded onto the Ginnie Mae program. And that will give folks a lot more detail on the pooling and reporting processes within Ginnie Mae. So we noticed, if you see in the metrics below, that 2024 was a really busy year. We were able to impart a lot of information. We were able to touch a lot of organizations and specific individuals who attended one or more of those various sessions that we offered during the year. And as Letitia said, the survey that you guys are giving us input on will hopefully guide us to be able to use these outreach forums in an effective way to serve your needs. And with that, I'm going to hand it over to the next slide, and it'll be Kristen now. Thank you.
Hi, good morning. This is Kristen Duda. I'm the Ginnie Mae Service Desk Coordinator. So I'll be brief as well so we can get to the guts of what you're all here for today. But looking at calendar year 2024 and what we took in at the customer service desk, the good news story here is we are centralizing. We are getting more and more emails sent to our Ask Ginnie Mae at HUD.gov, which we keep throwing out there during these training sessions and outreach calls for when you have questions. Send your emails in to us. So looking at 2024 over 2023, I mean, our volume to this centralized email is increasing. The number of cases, you see the arrow going down, it doesn't mean there weren't lots of things going on. It just 2023 was a huge project with the GinieNet to SFPDM conversion cutover. So there were a lot more cases in 2023 than 2024. You can see from the 2 pie charts, just looking at 2023, even the phone volume went down in 2024 as we're centralizing more of these inquiries and issues to our Ask Ginnie Mae at HUD.gov email box. And then just, so you can see what our top topics were for last year. I won't go into them any further, but there's some of the big ones right there. And I will pass it on. Thank you very much.
Good morning, my name is Ashley, and I will be discussing the My Ginnie Mae optimization project. So for the My Ginnie Mae optimization project, the Ginnie Mae is modernizing and upgrading technologies for select My Ginnie Mae applications to improve the user experience, enable faster and easier task completion. We have several enhancements within this project, one being the user interface improvements where depositors and issuers will be able to experience new improvements to the interfaces. Improvements will only include a refreshed look and feel with no changes to the existing application functions or processes. This includes improving ease of use and efficiency, resulting in faster workflows and increased productivity. Applications will be upgraded and deployed in phases, and the user manuals will be available as each application is deployed. The implementation and go lives are as follows. The deposit application for Platinum went live on February 7th with the updated user manuals and QRCs available. The next upcoming deployments will be targeting fiscal year Q3 and Q4 of 2025, which includes CM, RPN, dashboard widgets, MAMS, PTS, and Submission Center. Thank you.
Hello, Letitia here. I am back to talk to you about the Ginnie Mae Central Financials module. So for our many issuers that have a fiscal end of year that is December 31st, you are required to submit your annual financial package in Ginnie Mae Central by March 31st of this year. This is going to be a new system for you. The last time you would have made this submission, it would have been in IPA. And we have since launched Ginnie Mae Central. The financials module is where you will go to do that submission this year. We're just wanting to make sure that you're set up and ready for your submissions in the month of March. So you'll see over on the left-hand column, the first thing that is important for you to know is that the organization administrators will need to make sure that the proper functional roles have been assigned. There is an authorized signer functional role that has been added to this submission process. And so you'll want to make sure that the users in your organization actually have that functional role. Anyone who already had the IPA functional role have been brought over as what we call a basic user in My Ginnie Mae to access Ginnie Mae Central Financials module. But there is the new role, which requires a token to submit that has been added and will need to be assigned by organization administrators. What we're seeing is that when issuers are not in a position to submit their annual financial statement, it's generally because they have not assigned that functional role. So please get ahead of the game, contact your organization administrators. If you are an org admin on the call, go in and check. Make sure that you have someone within your organization who has that functional role assigned to them so that you are able to submit those annual financial statements by that 3/31 deadline. There are several resources available to those of you that need to do this submission. There are 5 quick reference cards, a user manual, as well as a learning module, which is a recorded module that's available on ginniemay.gov. You are able to access today. So please go take a look at ginniemay.gov on the issuer training page to find those tools and resources. They're great step-by-step instructions to help you navigate the new Ginnie Mae Central Financials module. In addition, we are going to be hosting some listening sessions every Wednesday throughout the month of March. We will have experts on the line to help you with your submissions. So these are kind of like an office hours, if you will. If you go to ginniemay.gov under issuer training, you will find our training announcements. And there is a training announcement there for all 4 dates that we will be available to you to listen to how it's going, answer your questions, and do what we can to assist you with those submissions, okay? So if you are someone who is responsible for that submission, you're welcome to dial in and join us. If you know someone who is responsible, please make sure you spread the word. And I know that there are some questions. I see Karen just dropped one in the chat about the AFS schedules. The AFS schedules, the new schedules were actually released back in 2022. So if you go to APM 22-08 and 22-09, the information that you need has been provided to you. There will be an APM coming soon to just clarify that we are in fact requiring you to submit those new schedules. But I would direct you to APM 2208 and 2209 for those additional requirements. Okay. And we will answer questions when we get to the Q&A. All right, thank you.
Good morning. My name is Anita, and I'm a business analyst from Bank of New York side who worked on this document custodian transfer request application. Next slide. So Ginnie Mae is launching a new document custodian transfer request, which is also called DCTR application within My Ginnie Mae, to automate and streamline processes, improve accuracy, and further reduce dependency on legacy GenieNet. So the issuer and document custodian will be able to take advantage of the new DCTR application within the modernization app platform, My Ginnie Mae. Earlier, transfer and merger requests were initiated from GenieNet, and now we are transitioning that to My Ginnie Mae through a new application, and which is called DCTR. Some important keynotes here. So issuer and document custodian would still complete the HUD 11708, which is request for release of documents in still GenieNet. And in order to access the new application, they would have to log into My Ginnie Mae. Under Tools dropdown, there is other application, and that is where they will see the link for document custodian transfer request. Next slide, please. Some of the benefit of the new application is we also have multiple enhancements. So now the issuer and document custodian can benefit from processing these document custodian transfer and merger requests directly in MGM, improving flow, allowing acknowledgement prior to submission, and mitigating any potential downstream errors. So issuer will be able to benefit. They can review the list of valid pools. There is a clear labeling of the transfer type, hover over information, and automated workflow reminders for accurate and efficient portfolio action. Like I mentioned, there will be pre-submission checks. So before they can submit a request, there will have a summary pop-up with a separate explicit acknowledgement and easy to read Excel download for clarity and accuracy in the transfer process. With that, also reporting, so generate approval letter and transfer request summary letter, utilizing enhanced issuer profile reporting with document custodian filtering in PTS. And for document custodian benefit, they'll have improved email and portal notification for transfer and merger request. They can also access issuer pool directly in the application. They will also have acknowledgement request, explicit acknowledgement by the document custodian of a transfer and merger request before submission. And of course, reminders and reporting. So guidance on meeting requests, approval deadlines through portal notification and email reminders. Next slide, please. Some other consideration for issuers and document custodian, both issuer and document custodian. Please note that Ginnie Mae will be also leveraging the DCTR system for enhanced insight into the transfer and merger request process and explicitly approve merger request. So request approval, now mergers and transfer, both will be approved or they can be declined by Ginnie Mae within the application of DCTR. The notification, Ginnie Mae gains improved insight due to implementation of extensive notification and enhanced messaging. And Ginnie Mae can view also approval letters after approvals and access transfer request summary letter immediately after the requests are created. That's all I have. Thank you, everyone. Next slide. Yeah, thank you.
Hi. Yes, thank you. Hi, everyone. This is LaWanda Dates, and I am an IT project manager here at Ginnie Mae. Regarding the upcoming SFPDM enhancements, We are looking to update the single-family pool delivery module to streamline business processes, and we're targeting a fiscal year Q3 for this upcoming release. And an upcoming modernization bulletin will be provided with additional details. So in regards to the next 4 items that we're looking to release, these were based on issuer requested enhancements to enhance the user experience. The first one is enhancing the loan import messaging. So when a loan is in a multiple loan pool which fails to import, issuers will receive a warning message indicating the failure instead of, as in the previous, we had the green check box. So the benefit of this will help to reduce overlook and errors. It will minimize your delays and inform decisions on necessary corrective actions. The second enhancement that we're looking to bring is view the pool UPB on the pool summary screen. The pool current unpaid principal balance will now be visible and viewable on the pool summary screen. It will have its own separate column for viewing. This will provide greater visibility and enable faster decision-making. The third item we're looking to enhance is the batch initiation of pools for final certification. This enhancement will allow the issuers the ability to select multiple pools on the pool summary screen to initiate for final certification draft status. Again, this benefit will streamline the submission process as well as reduce manual effort and increase and enhance efficiency. The last item that we're looking to provide based on the issuer request is the bulk download for both the 11705 and the 11706 after initial certification. Now, in this space, the issuers will have the ability to select, download, and print the HUD 11705 and 706 forms for multiple pools after initial certification. This benefit will also reduce the manual effort by increasing efficiency and simplifying the form printing. And we say, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to the askjennymay.gov. Next slide.
All right, I think this is for me. This is Nicole Jackson from the Office of Enterprise Data and Technology Solutions. Good morning, everyone. I'm going to share with our single-family issuers on the call some delivery instructions that we have for you all when you're making submissions using your pool delivery data sets through SFPDM regarding down payment assistance. First, just a little bit of background. We found some down payment assistance data gaps where issuers were not delivering down payment assistance data for loans to Ginnie Mae. And later we were finding that there were down payment assistance taken for some of these loans reported by FHA at loans origination. So this resulted in down payment assistance not being accurately reported to Ginnie Mae and us not being able to disclose that information to our Ginnie Mae mortgage-backed security investors. So just to be clear, let me define down payment assistance for you all. These are loans where the borrower received funds as a gift for their down payment. This scenario should be reported if funds for the down payment were received from the borrower's relatives or a nonprofit, religious, or community organization, from government or employer assistance programs, or the seller funded the down payment. Prior to transitioning to the single-family pool delivery module, this information was collected using the down payment assistance flag, which just told whether or not the borrower received these gift funds for a down payment or not. Now, using the pool delivery data set and the single-family pool delivery module, these loans where the borrower received down payment assistance should be identified by showing the funds type data element with gift funds value being selected. So let me repeat that. To identify the loans where a borrower received down payment assistance, our issuers should provide the funds type data element with the gift funds value selected. We'll be sending out a modernization bulletin to all of our single family issuers that will also be posted on ginniemay.gov to provide you all with more on these delivery requirements. We've also added some language to our pool delivery data set implementation guide, specifically our Appendix D, which a number of you are already very familiar with, specifying the use of the funds type data element to identify down payment assistance. So keep an eye out for that. And as usual, just send emails to askjennymay@hud.gov for any questions. Thank you.
Hey, well, that was a lot of good information. We understand that it was a very dense deck, and there's probably some opportunities for you to mull over some questions. So what we're going to do now is we actually just going to post our standard survey. Ginnie really wants to be able to improve the quality of our content and our delivery, and the value of our training to you guys or our outreach events. So if you could please take this poll. So this is going to be inline available to you now. If you minimize it and you want to re-navigate to it, you can go to the bottom on your navigation bar, and there'll be a polls and quizzes, and you can maximize it and provide us your feedback. So what we're going to do now, once you finish your second survey of the day, is that we are going to open up for questions. So if you would like to advance, Nicole, the slides to the next slide, and the next one, there's a couple of ways that we can take questions from you. Thank you for the folks that have already logged their text questions in the Q&A box. Please continue to do so if that's your preferred option. If you want to verbally ask your question, if you've dialed in from a computer, please raise your hand and indicate that you have a question, and our moderator will unmute you and allow you to talk. And similarly, if you dialed in from your phone, you can press *9 to raise your hand, and you too will be given an opportunity to be unmuted and speak. And then, as I said, continue typing into the Q&A section if that's your preferred approach. So do we have any hands raised? Does anybody want to use this time to ask a question?
We don't have any hands raised at the moment, but there is one question in relation to SFPDM. They would like to know, when will the batch final certification functionality be available? And does this include recertifications too?
So I just typed an answer to that one. We have requested that change in our systems to fix the ADP codes. We don't have a date for when that's going in. If we get one before the end of this call, you will hear it straight from the horse's mouth.
Thank you.
So Sylvia, I see someone in the chat is asking for more information on the document custodian transfer request. Can you direct folks to where to find those resources?
Sure. So we actually going to be having some training coming up probably in the next 2-3 weeks, and the training will be announced on ginniemay.gov under our training announcements. At this point, we're still finalizing our release, so we don't have we don't have a specific document that we can share with you at this point. But what I would suggest is that you keep an eye out on the training announcements, and there will be a webinar or a customer adoption training on the upcoming DCTR application. So if that will be the easiest way for us to give you information. And Nana, if you have anything else to ask, feel free to add.
No, that's it. We'll answer it.
All right.
Thank you.
Cool.
Hey, Nana, while you're off mute, there's another question in here about if we're planning for any updates to PDS.
Future updates?
That's how I'm reading the question.
Yes.
Jacqueline, if you want to amend your question, please go ahead, but let's assume that it's future updates.
So the future updates, they're right now working on some requirements. We don't know when it will come out because it needs to go through the leadership. And once we hear, we will let everyone know. As of right now, there is no updates to PDS yet.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
And then I'm seeing another question it looks like it appears for our SFPDM team about the batch final certification functionality. I do believe that the slide said Q3-ish, if I read that correctly. To be quite frank with everyone on the call, the truth of the matter is, if you may have noticed in the news, there are some pretty significant changes happening in the government, and it has absolutely impacted the work that we do here at Ginnie Mae. We are in the process of trying to figure out the timelines for some of the things that we were moving forward. But as you can imagine, things are shifting just slightly. It doesn't mean that we won't be able to deliver on anything that we've provided to you today, but it does mean it makes it a little bit difficult for us to pinpoint exact dates. And as you know, it was always difficult for us to pinpoint exact dates. So I can tell you that I am highly confident, 99.9% sure that you're going to see these updates as quickly as we can get them out. We just can't give you an exact date for that right now. So things, can easily shift from April to July in the blink of an eye. So in order to not overpromise, we are very conservative with the timelines that we provide you. But the truth of the matter is, if you are subscribed to updates on ginniemay.gov, meaning notifications, especially modernization bulletins, you will be notified in a timely manner of when these things are going in. So please go to ginniemay.gov. Scroll to the bottom of the page, and you're going to see a box where you can type your email address to sign up for website subscription notifications. Modernization bulletins are an operational bulletin to inform you of when things are changing in our systems. And in our operations. We publish those regularly, and I strongly encourage you to use that as the vehicle to keep track of dates. Otherwise, I'm just going to, have to speak in terms of generalities until we have specifics, in which case we will publish, okay? And for my anonymous attendee that was attempting to clarify if that AFS submission due for 3/31, if the schedules are going to be forthcoming, that is correct. The requirements are in APM 2208 and 2209. The actual schedules will be provided to you as soon as we get approval to release the APM that has been ready for release for some time now. Those templates will be coming to you as soon as we get that APM published. It's really just a matter of a thumbs up from the powers that be. So you can expect those, hopefully next week at the latest.
All right, I'm just checking. Are there any hands that folks that want to ask a question?
There was another question in the chat. I saw it vanish from me, but it was about the external auditor approving in the system. The answer is no. I'm sorry, my eyes can't get back to that question fast enough, but I think I caught the gist of it. No, we do not have any external auditors that will need to go into the system and manipulate anything. That is solely within your organization to submit.
All right, thank you. And we just want to draw your attention to the fact what normally happens to me when I'm on a call, I don't have a question, and as soon as I end the call, I have a question. So if you do need to contact Jenny May, the customer service desk can be reached through the email of askjennymay@hud.gov. So if you do have any questions that come up once we conclude the call, feel free to ask those at that using that email address. I don't see any open text questions. Do we have any hands raised? Anybody wanting to ask a question live?
I do want to jump in here before a live question and remind folks that at the top of the chat, if we can share it again, there is a training needs survey that will be open just during the duration of this call, or actually I think until noon. Please go in and submit your responses to that survey. We are earnestly interested in making sure that we provide you information on topics that you want to hear about. So please, if you have not already, go in and let us know how you would like for us to provide training.
All right. Well, I do want to be mindful of people's time. And if there are no more questions, I think we should be able to conclude today's call. We do thank you for your time, and we hope these updates were useful and valuable to you. We will post the presentation deck in today, tomorrow, whenever we can get it out. So if you want to navigate to that, you will be able to. And again, thank you. We hope you found this beneficial, and we look forward to hearing your responses in the training needs survey, and hopefully we'll be able to serve you even better. Thank you so much, everybody, and appreciate your time.
Thank you.